Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest Courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. Today I'll be reviewing the CC Skywave by C. Crane. This radio comes blister packed from the factory. I took it out already, but just give you an idea what the blister pack looks like. Radio will be right here. And on the back side, they kind of give you a little quick blurb about what it has. Pretty fun. Alright, get rid of that. In the box, you get the radio, of course. You'll get their fancy pair of earbuds. As you saw on the back of that, it's tuned for voice. I haven't tried them, but I assume they're good because I've read out reviews over and over that say these are amazing. So looking forward to trying those one day. They also give you a pouch to store your radio. Pretty simple. It's kind of a soft feel. Velcro, got a little opening there for you to put into. It's a nice freebie. Like it. And then they give you your warranty registration card, which is 1 year. Parts and labor, it looks like. And all you have to do is send them the radio, and then if they, at their discretion, they may send you a new one or fix it. So, pretty cool. Their customer service is top notch. I want to give a shout out to them. I had a few questions on this radio, and they answered them and helped me along the way tremendously. So they are great people. If you have any questions about any of their radios, just give them a call. They will spend the time with you and make sure you're happy. So let's go through the radio here. Of course, one more thing they give you, you get catalog, or not catalog, excuse me, you get their instruction manual. And take your time, read it through early. Depending on the model you receive, some of it may not work and some of it will work. They're in transition right now, I believe, with some of their models, and I called them on that because I was trying to do this, trying to toggle the clock to appear while the radio was on, and apparently the newest models don't have that feature. So they just haven't updated the manual yet, but they're in the process of. So like I said, I found out right away by just giving them a call. That was really nice. So yeah, the manual is good. There are some things where you have to just get used to the way they word it, as far as entering sleep mode and setting the time, and entering the weather alert mode and setting its time. I kind of had a little trial and error with that. So we'll go through it together. So we'll eliminate all doubt. Okay, so take your time and read it. There's the broadcast bands for the shortwave. Then in here, they go over the bands you have for FM expanded mode, which is nice. You have the AM 10-step, AM 9-step, your shortwave air band, your 7 channels on the weather band. Pretty cool. They give you dimensions, 3 inches high, 4 3/4 inches wide, and 1.1 inches in depth. It's pretty nice. I'll word it out for you. So yeah, it's a good manual. Take your time, like I said. If you have any questions, they're really good about it. You can email them, you can talk to them. All right, the radio. Let's talk about the radio. So here we go. Let's go over it. Look at that, a wrist strap. Yay, all radios have wrist straps. On the front of the radio, looks to be like a 1.5 inch speaker. LCD display. We have a numeric keypad, 1 through 9 with the 0, a lock function, meter band button, power switch, AM FM band, an alert secondary function on that, a frequency button, page button. We'll get into that really easily. It's a really cool feature. Probably the best feature on this radio that I like is this paging function. And then this one here, this bandwidth function. So these two buttons are my favorite. Of course, you have your secondary band button to this one for your weather, shortwave, and air bands, tuning and search up and down. On the left side of the radio, we have the headphone jack and the USB port to charge the radio, charge the battery, excuse me, and you can also use it as a power source. They say users supply are not supplied their optional AC adapter, which is, I guess, noise-free. I would recommend it. Probably hear good things about that one also. So if you want something to power it while you're listening to your AM, you don't want any interference, that might be the one to buy. Headphones. Okay, so I tried headphones on this radio, and it's amazing. The FM stereo is very good. The AM quality is amazing. Shortwave quality is amazing. So yeah, if you're using headphones, you're going to be very happy with the quality of the headphone jack. Let's see here. So we went over the buttons. On the right side of the radio, we have the tuning knob. As you would expect, back and forth, it's notch, has those little clicks. This one's neat because if you look on the back here, if you push the knob, it's like a switch, and it toggles fast and slow tuning. So if you're in AM, it'll go at 10 kilohertz steps, and if you're in slow mode, it'll go in 1 kilohertz steps. Pretty handy. And then air squelch. So if you're in the air mode, this engages the squelch for the air mode, and you can adjust what level of squelch you want when you access that. Pretty handy. Here we're in the back. Since we're on the back here, frequency chart, real nice, and then flip stand locks in nice and tight. And then they talk about, if you can see that, they talk about the bandwidths you can select in the AM, shortwave, and airband modes. Best audio, best legibility, and strong. So you can see which ones you want to pick. So that's handy, and we'll talk about that too in a little bit. So, all right. Went over the radio on the bottom. There's a reset button. Haven't had to use it. I guess if the radio locks up. Oh, and we didn't show you the back. It runs on 2 AA batteries. And I just threw some alkalines in there. But it will do the nickel metal hydride. And of course, it'll charge those too. And to charge those, you plug in your charger. And you press and hold the charge button while the power's off. And for, I think, 2 seconds. And then it'll start charging the batteries. So you actually have to initiate the charge sequence. It's a good thing, I think, to have that way. All right, let's go over the sleep function we did. So turn the radio on.
Yours peace, love, and lobster.
The volume, it's a nice slider. There's no notching to it.
I try to take control of my family.
So you can get it real quiet and
You're
real
about
loud.
to eat right and get enough sleep, but it doesn't always work out that way.
So when you're in this band, say the AM mode, you can do a automatic search and store. So we'll just go ahead and do that. So it's going to scan it and then store them. And now the neat thing about this radio is it has pages. And I was going to talk to you about pages. So when it's storing the memory, right now it's automatic. You can see it says page 2, channel 5, page. You're going to see it probably go to page 3 here. And that's pretty cool. So what it is as it's storing, you can instantly go to your presets just by hitting these buttons. I want to go to this preset or this preset. It's really nice, like a car stereo, but you got a lot more. And then if you're exhausted those 10, you go to page 2. Hit this button, and it'll say page 2, and you got the same thing. Look, we're already up on page 5. So you have 100 presets because you have 10 pages of 10 buttons, 1 through 0 here, and so you have a total of 100 per band. So you have 100 in FM, 100 in AM, 100 in shortwave, and 100 in airband. So that's pretty handy. And it goes fairly quick. The scan is very quick. I mean, I have a Texan 310, and this just blows it away as far as scanning through the frequencies. We're finding quite a bit here, it looks like. It's pretty nice. So to go through your presets, it's pretty simple. Like run 1. It's got some static. So we're page 1, channel 2, 3. So we're just going through. Now we go to this. Now, and 0. This might be that Zoomer radio. I just found out about that. Pretty cool. So you'll go to page, and it'll start flashing. We'll go page 2. Starts this out on 0, but we'll go back to 1. See how that's cycling up? So you get the idea. And you just keep hitting page to go through all those. See it? Oh, so you just click it once and then you just select the page. So page 9. Nothing there. So we're going to go back to page 2. Sorry. There we go. 2. Okay. So sounds really nice. The bandwidth button you'll find yourself using if you're getting like narrower.
Estate planning attorney Robert Sapolis explains how to create your living trust. Estate planning under new tax laws. Why a will doesn't avoid probate.
I like this, when you're listening to a station, you kind of want to see if you can pick out a different station when you're on it. The only thing I don't like about it is that once you tune to a different station, that setting goes away. So you got to reselect it back down. And now say we'll go to slow tune. And we're going to slow tune. See, it goes right back out again. That's the only thing I don't like. The Texan, once you select that mode, it'll stay in that mode while you tune. It won't keep jumping out of it. There's a way around this, but it's a hassle. So you have to turn the radio off, and then what you do is you hold down the band button and change the default. So it's in 3, you keep holding it. Now I'll put it in 1. So now when I turn the radio on in the AM and shortwave bands, that'll go into effect when you tune. See, now here it's tuning at that default of 1. Now if I go to 6 or 4 and I tune, it goes right back to 1 again. So that's one thing you got to get used to. It's something different. I don't know if I like it, but that's how they have it set up. So that's our AM mode. So we'll go here. This is our weather band, very basic. So if you want to do alert mode, you press and hold this, and it's going to cycle through how many hours you want to run. So we'll let it cycle. We'll go to 4 hours. Let go. Now we're in alert mode. So when you turn the radio off, what it's going to do is it's going to flash. Let me just so you can see it. Okay, so it's going to flash the light here once it goes off to let you know that you're in alert mode. So every few seconds, light's gonna pop on. It does drain the batteries, but it's a nice little feature knowing that you do have alert mode on. Okay, and then you just press and hold that, turn it off. So off goes that. Sleep function's pretty much the same thing. You just press and hold the power button down.
Sunday, significance no risk.
And then you just wait to see how many minutes. Let go, so it'll turn off in 60 minutes. So that's handy. There's our shortwave. Shortwave's pretty cool. Let's raise our antenna, 16-inch. Scanning, it's really easy with that. This scan goes so fast. Watch this. It moves along at a fast rate. So right now it's scanning. It's going to do the same thing, do the auto store to the pages, because it's got its own 100 presets, which is really nice. So you'll have your stored stations, 100 of them. I don't get enough reception to have 100 shortwave stations, so I'd be happy with just 10. That's enough for me. But AM, you saw, fills up right away, so you could always use more than 100 on the AM. So it's scanning along here, and it's going to go through all the shortwave. As you saw, there's a meter button, and it has a stereo mode, so if you were in FM, you toggle your stereo on and off with that. Pretty much time set, alarm. You can see how it has wake up to alarm or radio. You saw the charge function. Here's your changing your steps, 9 to 10 on the AM band. Tone control, I wanted to get into that too. We'll touch base on tone, so we're going to go ahead and just stop that. See, it says music. So let's see if it does it in the shortwave. I haven't tried this. There we go. So you got voice. And then you can change your bandwidth. As you can see, it has the full 5. But when you tune it, it goes right down to that 1 kilohertz. So you gotta change it back out of there if you want to hear stuff. So then you gotta go back out and turn the power off and then change that bandwidth. It defaults at 3, and that's actually a pretty decent default. So I'm gonna go back to 3. There we go, and just let go. So now it's going to default to 3. So when you tune it, it's not going to be painful. Now sometimes when I'm tuning this knob, it doesn't register a click like it just did there. Like it did again. So sometimes it just doesn't register. Some people don't find that annoying. my Texan doesn't do that. Every time I click that, it moves wherever I move it. So that's my one thing I didn't like about the radio, is that I would tune this and sometimes it just wouldn't go. I was told I was going too fast, but I mean, my other radio I can go as fast as I want or as slow as I want, and it works fine. So it's just a little nuance. Let's see, what else can we go over? So shortwave, like I said, you even heard the station there, which was nice. It pre-selected, so if you want to go to it, you can just hit it. If you want to go directly to a frequency, you would hit this button here, frequency, and type in. There you go. Now we got the time signal. Pretty cool. We're going to go to the FM band. Oops. I did the alert there. We're going to have to short press to FM.
Trade in. And while you're at it, get the best unlimited plan for just $40 per line for 4 lines with
Tone mode.
That's unlimited calls to grandma, unlimited text.
Here's the difference.
Santa group chat.
I like that. It has that.
Data to stream all your favorite holiday tunes this year. And if you're
So
shopping
you can do it,
online, you can count
same
on
tuning
Verizon's
frequency. Where it goes through them all. It stores them automatically. Very handy. Tone quality is amazing on the FM.
You spin your little webs and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. And the whole fact.
So this is kind of his first cognitive Christmas.
Remember, in our 8th grade year, we... Go ahead.
There's a stereo button. Headphones makes a big difference. Page 2. Classical music. Okay. You get the idea. So the only thing we didn't touch on was the airband. The airband has the bandwidth function, but it only does it in 3 options: 6, 4, and 3. The manual kind of hints that you have 2 and 1, but not on this radio. 6, 4, and 3. So if you push in on the tuning knob, squelch mode comes up and you can select it to 1 for a light squelch. Hasn't gone away yet, so press that in again. Squelch 2, enter that in. So then if you were like listening at the airport and a signal came in, it would pop through clearly because you're squelching out the noise. So handy if you do that. I've used the airband, I haven't found anything. I think you have to be near an airport, closer, so to hear anything. So yeah, that's how that works. But yeah, overall, it's amazing radio. It's compact, it's very small. Here, let me just check this down. You can see a difference. Let's get my Texan out here so you can see the size difference. Track the antenna. So this is the Texan 310, and this is a Skywave. So definitely a size difference there. Cabinet's a little thicker on the Skywave, but the speaker's a little bit bigger on the Texan. Doesn't mean it sounds better. The Skywave actually, for its smaller speaker, sounds better than the Texan. I don't know. I think it's not as hissy or as high pitched. Maybe because of tone control or just a better handling of the audio. So I do like the audio of this radio better. It is a lot more money. I mean, this is $40, $42, and that one there is $90. So there's a big difference in price. So yeah, coming down to the price of the radio, this cost me $90 plus tax shipped. Very expensive. I had some points on my credit card. I had a Amazon gift card from Christmas, and that's the only way I'd buy this radio, because it is a very expensive radio. It has a niche market, definitely for the traveler, not for your casual guy who wants to listen just to FM. This is for somebody who's serious about world travel, who needs to have air information and weather information on the fly, and then needs some shortwave and then an expanded FM. It's definitely for the traveler. So overall, at $90, think about it before you purchase it, because it is a rather expensive radio. There are better options out there for depending on your situation. This is kind of like the Swiss Army knife. This does all. This is, like I said, the 5 bands. It's amazing in that respect. It has those little nuances with the little tuning knob, which, I'll turn it 4 times sometimes and it won't register. I'm not sure what that is, but then if I hit this, the tuning up button, it'll do it every time. Or no, sometimes it doesn't on this one. So it must be going too fast for its processor, I guess. Which is, I don't understand, because it seeks very quickly, versus the other models I've used. Overall, everything's fantastic about the radio. I like, their motto here. They love radio. They do. This isn't just like a, buy my t-shirt thing. They love their radios, and they're trying. I read in their catalog, they want to build and produce a radio in the U.S. Everything, components, parts, assembly, design, a whole bit. And I think that's a really cool goal to do. If they can do that, more power to them. I would say if they could do a Kickstarter and see what kind of result they get from it, how many people will jump on that, I'm all over that. I think that would be amazing. I'd be the first to line up and buy one. But yeah, this radio here, I like. It's not my favorite one. It has great features. Its AM is good. Selectivity is good. But my Texan 310 that you just saw there, I had a head-to-head comparison last night, and the 310 and this were identical in every respect. I got tired. I went through every station that they've both found together, and they sounded the same. The only edge this had was the tonal quality. We were able to change the tone from voice to music, so it added a little bit less harshness to the sound. And that was its only thing that really set it apart, because they both had the same amount of bandwidth, the 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both models have that. I do like the Texan because it displays the clock. This does not display the clock like the older Skywaves did when you hit the key function. So hopefully they bring that back in the newer models. And from there on, I would say, is this radio a buy? Maybe. If you're a world traveler and you got some cash in your pocket and you want to have everything in one radio, this is the one to buy. If you're more of a hobbyist and you just want to do shortwave, FM, AM, get yourself the Texan, this guy right here, because it does it all too. I love this little guy, and I'll feature this in a future episode, of course. There's also one little hint I want to show you. I found, if you search ELPA, ELPA, on the internet and also on eBay, you'll see this radio almost. It's missing this button because it does not have the weather band, but it does AM, FM, shortwave, and air, and that radio is priced around $60. So I just want to give you a heads up. It looks identical, so I'm guessing C. Crane collaborated with ELPA to design this radio. So if you wanted to save a few bucks, like $30, and you didn't need to have the weather band, that might be one to check out. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and goodbye.